We're not gonna tell me that. Oh, okay, I see. Your house is haunted. That's what's going on here. No. Why would you? Hey there, and welcome back to Those Nights at Rachel's, where we're gonna pretty much be continuing off night 3. I didn't really make too much progress last time because I wasn't really like trying to record anything really long at the time, or you know, I wasn't even really planning on making that first part and making that video for Saturday. Now, let me just get refamiliarized real quick. Yep. You already know about it. Check the curtains. I wonder how open I can leave this curtain before it gets to like how far open can it be before it's actually considered dangerous? Because I don't know. I find myself constantly going over there. So part of me is like, I'm not sure if I'm opening it too frequently or closing it too frequently, or maybe it's just meant to be that, I don't know, maybe I am meant to go here so often. So like, look how quickly it opens up like that. This house all looks good. You, however... Well, that was quick. Okay, good thing. That's actually a good thing I didn't really think about too much. The fact that if the cameras do, you know, if they, you know, static interruption like that, it could mean that they just moved to the door, so I can always use that as a helpful tool to know when they're at my door. Not do that. Now the raccoon's an interesting one because I got caught by them, I think, on night 1, but I don't know how exactly. We might not even find out, to be honest. Oh. I did it out of panic. See, because he's been moving very slowly, but they have to run as soon as they leave this hut. It's the only way I can explain how they got me. At least I'm pretty sure it's the raccoon that got me. But we beat night 3 anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know who was the one that jump scared me there. The jump scare came out of nowhere. And I hadn't seen anything on the camera, so I, you know, instinctually was like, okay, must have been the raccoon that got me. Okay, another animatronic location seems to suffer the same fate.
Hello?
Oh god.
Welcome back to your 4th night here at Doug's and Rachel's.
Yeah?
Still no sign of the boss, strangely enough. Let's hope he shows up by Friday.
Hopefully.
Hey, don't touch that! Sorry, I'm attending a nephew's birthday party. I have to pre-record this message. First time I've done that in months. Kids are wild. Bit too much, actually. Anyways, I'll try and get the boss's attention somehow. It seems strange that he'd just disappear like that. Doesn't make any sense. I didn't find anything relating to him but a phone stuffed in a drawer in one of the back rooms towards the end of the building. He left it unlocked. It had something to do with a factory or old pizzeria, something. I don't know. I didn't get a good look at it because a fellow employee caught me snooping around. I'll just keep the whole situation under wraps, I guess. Well, anyways, I'll look into it a bit more and maybe get back to you on it. I don't know when, though. Hopefully soon. Actually, if we can't ever find him, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, then they could probably hire another boss. That way we can receive our rightful payment. Boy, let me tell you, there is no way I am going to spend this much time in this hellhole to be skipped over on my last week. You probably feel the same. You know, that engineer seems like he knows a lot about this place. Maybe he could be a perfect candidate. I don't know if he knows much about running a company, though. Well, other than that, I can't think of anyone else. Doesn't matter. I may retire. I'm still kind of on the fence about it. I'll be sure to stick out a bit longer for your sake, though. I know how hard it is to start here. It's It's unbelievable.
Thanks. With many parents on the brink of letting their child become accustomed to certain robotic animatronics, a brand new company has opened very recently. Doug and Rachel's... Hold on. I feel like I talked about that coffin already, did I not? Oh... Mysterious coffin, nervous flashbacks. Wait, I think it's the same article, because they're talking about flashbacks about what happened at Fazbear's. You know, surprisingly, I don't think I've seen Rachel at all throughout any of the nights so far. Like, actually reaching my door. Let me close that. I have a feeling someone's gonna try and visit. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's mainly been Doug, the two bulls, maybe the raccoon. Hold on. When? I have no clue. Oh, I should have just kept that door closed. I don't even think. That's the weird thing. It's like sometimes I can't even tell when they're getting me, right? It's like, in that scenario, I've been looking at this constantly. When the hell did they... I don't even know. I don't recall seeing them leave or show up at the doors. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Just the occasional child laughter, nothing to be worried about. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I've been looking at the doorways very frequently. I don't know how they could have ever snuck by. I have to wonder if whether Doug can sneak past this camera and go straight to my hallway. That would have to be the only explanation. But I'm checking both doors regardless of whether I'm actually there, so that's what's a little weird. Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot to check that. Thinking about the mechanics again, I wonder, because he mentioned how if there's two characters at the doors, you can always hide, but wouldn't that argue... Oh, Jesus Christ. Weird framing issues, I don't like it. But, well, my point is that... Why did it do that? Why is it... Okay, game's bugging out on me, I don't like it. But, couldn't you arguably hide all the time, is my point. I think mainly the raccoon is the only one you can't hide against. But, given how... Wait, did they leave already? Seriously? Okay, they did, okay. Alright, at least I have eyes on all 4 of them. I mean, 5 of them. Never mind, we're all clear. They might have backtracked for all I know. Almost missed that. Okay, we made it. Still again, no Rachel.
Phil,
ooh,
are you there? Look, are you gonna talk or not? You told me to do something drastic so we could get a step ahead of the company down the street. What's the big deal? They've already had one incident. Throwing another would totally work. Oh, wait, no, yeah, damn. Animatronic reputation. Well...
Actually, hold on, let me read this first. After a few weeks without any answers and with much anxiety from parents, a suspect may have been found. A 20-year-old man, Jacob Labrie, who actually supposedly works in a brand new pizzeria named Doug and Rachel's, has been declared as a suspect. He refuses to comment but will be interrogated later this evening. The family is outraged but is still hoping they'll get more information from him, and will be asking their child whether the time is right if this is the man who committed a devastating crime. Doug and Rachel's refuses to comment. Hold on, okay, now let me actually... Alright, now I'll let the phone call play.
Phil, are you there? Look, are you gonna talk or not? You told me to do something drastic so we could get a step ahead of the company down the street. What's the big deal? They've already had one incident. Throwing another would totally work. Oh, wait, no, yeah, damn. Animatronic's reputation. Well, I guess I screwed up big time, huh? But at least I've got the night guard thinking I'm someone completely different. It's too easy to fool, honestly. We have him tangled in our strings, but I'm actually surprised that he hasn't asked any questions yet. Sheesh. If this upset you too much, even though I can't undo it, I promise I won't do it again. For now, at least. I just find joy in these things, you know that. I'm sorry. Alright, other than that, what's up with your recent disappearance? I'm tired of feeding lies to random stacks of people. Not really fun anymore. Also, are you even gonna promote the new guard? I could totally make up a story if you really wanted me to. Yeah, just give me a call back once you're ready to talk. Or, better yet, there's that place downtown that we talked about a few days ago. How about there?
Interesting. Little, conspiracy going on between the owner and our phone guy here. Yeah, whenever I keep clicking buttons, I think it glitches the game because sometimes I'm pressing E and it makes the game think I'm trying to, like, I'm going to the door, so that's why it's been glitching all of the all the positionings. It's a little weird. I mean, so far so good. Nothing too much to worry about. At this point, I think I'm just gonna keep closing this door on the left door, this one, because it's the door that it takes me the longest to actually get to, whereas here I could just turn and look. So I think that's the safe door to close while I get the puppet or whatever is in that box, I guess. Oh, you're there. Perfect timing, see? Perfect. Good thing I actually didn't leave that door open. Okay, he's making his way in there. Not really concerned. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I count all 5. Really easy here. Yep, I was about to say. I think they actually might be at the door now. I just have to keep checking the doors. I mean, besides that one camera, I think Rachel just sits there. 24%. She just sits there. And I barely see her do anything else. I'll do this. Damn it. That one was going so good too. I don't know when they snuck up on me. Cause that's the thing, right? Even when you shine the lights, like if they're not there, in general, that's why you have to be very careful with them on cameras, because sometimes I'm guessing what happened there was just that they probably were at the door as I left, and they probably just got in. That was quick. Oh. Hide. Oh, wait, no. I'm supposed to... What am I doing? I think when you have both of them there, you have to hide as you... When is it that you hide? I think you have to have one door closed and then hide. Or maybe I could just hide... I don't know. I completely forgot how you even hide. That's how.
Are you...
I mean, it still makes me wonder. I mean, no, you don't really want to hide though constantly because you still have to get up. If you get up at the wrong time, you're screwed. But yeah, I don't know. Rachel's an odd one. For some reason, Rachel barely moves in general. She'll move to that one position in the dining room and then just stay there, static. Puppet. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was in a trance there for a bit and I completely forgot about Puppet. Okay, this time I've barely been watching the raccoon. I'm honestly curious to see what the hell this guy does because I haven't seen him in action the entire game. Raccoon is still in the same spot. I've been able to keep them under control, it seems. I mean, assuming I even have an effect on that because I don't even know sometimes. We're at 30% power. Doing pretty good, honestly. This time we're not gonna screw up with the puppet. Oh my god, I did it again. I keep pressing E and I can hear... It gets weird because I can hear the audio change. Because it thinks it's trying to change my perspective. And that's when I hear that and it's like, what the hell's going on with my audio? It happened again. I did it again. Okay. Check the raccoon. I hate... Oh my god, it's bugging me out again. It's so annoying when it does that. I mean, I know I'm causing it, but it's so annoying to see it. There we go. Again, see, like, Rachel again did nothing. That entire... Like, I don't think I've seen them move past that camera, I feel like. Except for maybe the very first night. You've been promoted, we're looking forward to see you soon. Management. So I guess we did get that promotion after all. I'm curious what in the world is that scheme going on, though, between the owner and our phone guy. Are they the ones responsible for the... I mean, like, as that article said, right, they thought one of the employees, Jacob, or something like that, was responsible. It's not the name of the owner, but now it makes me wonder, are they the reason why that coffin showed up? Is that what they were trying to do to kind of like shut down their rivals? I mean, like, talking about an ominous way of doing so with the bloody coffin. Also, look at that, we sleep with a little, Rachel plushie. Not plushie, a little, you know, toy. Grab it. It'll comfort you in times of need. We're not gonna tell me that. Oh, okay, I see. Your house is haunted. That's what's going on here. No. Why would you? You fell asleep on the job. Because there was a puppet jump scare. Maybe you want to take a look back there? Maybe? No? Okay, well, that's an interesting ending. Fell asleep on the job. I guess these animatronics were starting to get to us. Now let's take a look at extras here. We got Rachel the rabbit, Doug the dog, okay, I think I got that right, Pete the pig, Bane the bull, and Ray the raccoon. So all that's really left for us now is to cover the hard version of those Nights of Rachel's. I'm curious to see... looks like I found something I wasn't supposed to find. I'm not gonna press it. Alright, well, never mind. It's the puppet. I was like, I don't know, I saw the thing and then it was like, wait, what could it be? It's the thing in my bloody nightmares, that's what it is. Okay, so with all that hullabaloo out of the way, before making my video on the hard mode, I want to leave my thoughts on like the regular difficulty, pretty much, right? Because I think hard mode is pretty much gonna be the closest we get to a max difficulty version here. In general, I mean, again, we're talking about a game that's 10 years old at this point, right? So I'm not too surprised by how, well, for one, we know that this is a tribute of those Knights of Fredbear's, which, you know, I think the only thing I can really recognize from those Knights of Fredbear's, from what I've seen, is like the curtain mechanic. But even without all that out of the way, I believe this one, I think this is Nixon's first fan game, I'm not too sure. But you can clearly see how, you know, like starting off, it's a very simple experience. Although they did some interesting things with it, right? For one, you have this office, you know, the way how with the office you have all these different like movements, like you can lean to look at the left door, and you're kind of locked in that position. You have to walk all the way back to deal with the curtains, the puppet. And mechanics wise is very, very straightforward, pretty much like Five Nights at Freddy's, but with a few twists here and there, right? For one, you have two doors. You can only shut one at a time. If there are two animatronics at the doors, that's when I think you leave one shut while you hide so that the other one doesn't spot you. Or I think in that case, you could just not shut either door and just hide and you'll be fine. I feel like that's how they intended for it to be, where it's like, if an animatronic's at the door, you can either shut the door or hide. You generally want to hide when you can't shut both doors. But if it's just one, you might not want to hide. I don't know how the hiding mechanic works because we never really had to use it. But interesting idea. It's just something that RNG wise never came into play, except one time where I actually died before I could hide because I was way too slow to realize that there was actually two at my doors. And then honestly, it's just like a lot of it's pretty much, when you think about it, it's maintaining the thing, right, with the curtains. And just, you know, balancing your doors, you know, power management wise as well, but also like making sure, you know, you shut the doors when you absolutely need to because power is limited. It's pretty much the case with all of them, but the way how it's kind of executed with some of them is kind of weird. I mean, Doug is the most straightforward, right, because we see them the most often. I have no, you know, Pete the Pig, Bane the Bull, these three, you know, no questions or concerns. Rachel, though, is a very weird one because I don't think she ever showed up. I don't think she ever showed up to any of my doors. She just got stun locked in the bloody dining room, and that was about it. And then Ray the Raccoon is kind of similar. I get the suspicion. Actually, no, especially now that we've seen a lot of the jump scares, I'm convinced they jump scared me on night one. Because I wasn't looking at them. They pretty much are the embodiment of the Foxy mechanic from what I'm getting here. It's just that they are so nerfed. They're a huge nerfed version of Foxy. Because even on night 5, I could start watching them at 2 a.m. when it looks like he's about to leave his hut. Or I don't know how many phases he has. But he barely moved. I don't think, no, or not even that. I don't think he moved from the spot he was in at 2 a.m. And so it's like, he pretty much becomes a non-issue. Rachel the Rabbit became a non-issue. So you really were fighting against 3 animatronics, which, as we saw, can get tricky at times, you know, as you're like going back and forth, dealing with the puppet and whatnot, trying to manage your power a little bit here and there. What I will say is that because of how, you know, the doors kind of work in this sense, and you want to make sure you want to be ready as to like, should I shut the door now or maybe not, there actually is quite a bit of emphasis on camera usage, right? Because on one hand, you want to go and deal with the puppet, you know you have to do it quickly, but you want to also make sure that none of the animatronics are near your door, or rather, if they are near your door, you can shut it ahead of time just to protect yourself. So I do like that aspect. It's not just something where I just had to look at Ray the Raccoon. I was actually able to use multiple cameras in this case. I think it was really just like, what, 3 or 4 cameras? Or actually kind of like 5 cameras I was using, which is most of them. So that was actually a good implementation of the camera system there, honestly. I'm curious to see how hard mode goes because, for one, I'm expecting all of them to be active. So that's going to be interesting to see how their mechanics really come to life in this version of the game, at least from what I understand. I imagine that's going to happen. But yeah, so far, at least for those Nights at Rachel's from a gameplay standpoint, in normal difficulty, you know, definitely tricky, but it's pretty simple. You know, nothing extravagant. So yes, next time, hard mode. And after that, I'm curious, I'm gonna ask this now, maybe I'll even put a poll here or something, about those Nights at Rachel's 2 Reloaded. Because I've seen a comment already talking about how I can just ignore that game because it's pretty much a joke. And admittedly, I never really knew there was a second game until, you know, when I first looked up those Nights at Rachel's and saw, oh, the developer has a second game on it, but I never heard of it before then. So do feel free to let me know in the comments what's up with that game and whether I should try it. I mean, chances are I think I'm still gonna take a look at it, you know, just for the sake of curiosity at this point, but feel free to let me know. And I guess last thing regarding the story of those Nights at Rachel's, obviously we didn't really get too much besides like this kind of like idea that I think our phone guy and the owner of Doug and Rachel's are kind of like a, you know, they're plotting a little bit to try and bring down Fazbear once for all, so that they can get all of the, you know, so that they can pretty much reap the rewards of being the only animatronic entertainment restaurant. At least that's the plan so far. I might take a look at it again once I go through hard mode. But of course, with all that said, I hope you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, hit that notification bell to keep up to date on future videos. If you're interested in seeing my latest story breakdown on the Anti-Clockwise series, that'll be in the description below as well. And with that said, I'll see you in another video. Take care.